Saying, how do I feel that the prisms distinguish themselves from each other?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, all right. So we're coming out with the new starter decks, which again we expect in August. Those are still on time schedule, and also someone asked or alluded before to the quest. Those are also sitting about a month away from today. That's also on schedule. One of
Yo.
the things I've tried to do since I arrived was to create better Prism identities. So for each of the starter decks, sort of the two bits of marching orders in the development process were one, that they should feel a little bit more flavorful. There should be greater cohesion of unit types. There should be greater cohesion of the art. Should have a certain similar style. It should just feel more comprehensive and less like a pile of cards, if you will. And then additionally, they also teach you something about how to play the game. So, for example, you start with the first deck and you play with Ada. And Ada is all about playing creatures and playing bigger creatures and trying to play your best drop each turn to make the best use of her hero ability, which I believe we've already spoiled to you and will be printed, I expect, pretty similarly to that. Then you move on into Samya and Agility, where you end up dealing with much more hero attacks and doing things to increase your hero's attack and use banner and getting multiple attacks a turn, and frequently you're playing stuff and then attacking with her last, and so it's teaching you some lessons about the ordering of effects on your turn. And then you move into Heart, which is much more focused on death effects and involves more what's in your graveyard. And so um, we are trying to refine that focus, but make the decks um, it's definitely defining the prisms is sort of how I would say is the overall message that we're working for over this next quarter with the hero abilities and the new starter deck. So I look forward to, and again, for existing players, before we get into talking about tournaments, which I suspect we will, one of the things we're going to do is have, I expect at some point, starter deck tournaments, which will simply be you'll join the tournament, it will be free. You will pick one of the 5 starter decks. You don't need to build it, you don't need to own it, and then you'll play a tournament with it. So that'll be purely for experienced players such as yourselves to get a look at those, give them a try, see some of the good work we did there because we're proud of what we put together, and the design teams put a lot of work into it.